Is supersizing your business a rags to riches story? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to our idiom for today, our business idiom for supersize your business. It is rags to riches. Now, this is one of those fun idioms. I'm pretty sure we've covered it before, but it is actually attributed to Horatio Alger, who was an author, and he wrote and popularized this saying and story and theme and idea by writing like 130 best-selling novels based on the theme where the hero was turned out through hard work and through pulling himself out of poverty to riches. Some examples, some real life examples of this, and there's an article online that was pretty interesting. It had the 7 biggest historical rags to riches stories, and I only picked out a couple of them because I wasn't familiar with them, and most of them were historical figures, which history is definitely not my strong suit, but it was rulers and things like Catherine the First, and then a bunch of others I didn't know. But I didn't know Andrew Carnegie. Many of us, if you're in business or have been in business for any amount of time, you've heard of Andrew Carnegie, or if you've done any personal development. And the other one was Charles Dickens. I thought that was a great story as well. So we can always find rags to riches stories. A lot of people, a lot of businesses, a lot of individuals, as they're doing their personal brand, will share their personal story. And it's usually the struggles and the challenges that they had and how they started out, so that they can relate to the people that they're serving, who are also often going through similar challenges and struggles, and then how they work their way out of that. Now, there are rags to riches stories, right? There absolutely positively are. But a lot of the stories that we see through marketers and things are forced rags to riches stories. I will be the first to admit, I did not grow up in poverty. My dad did, and he worked very, very hard to make sure that my sisters and my mom and I were well provided for, so that we didn't have to lack for anything like he did when he was a little boy. So I could say I had a rags to riches story, but not necessarily, because I didn't grow up really, really broke, really, really broken, really, really poor. Do I have experiences in my life that were traumatic and dramatic and bad? Absolutely. But I'm not going to build on those in order to supersize and grow my business, because it's not authentic for me. I think it's pretty easy for people to tell if you are telling a real story about your life, or if you're creating it for marketing purposes. So I'm going to warn you against doing that. Always be yourself. Always be true to your morals and values and your core, and build your business on a solid foundation of who you are and who you really want to be as you're developing and growing as a human being, and building and growing and supersizing your business. So I actually like this idiom. I love rags to riches stories. Who doesn't, right? Most people do. We all like to see the underdog succeeding. And those are those are my favorite movies. Those are my favorite stories. I like the real life stories about how people have faced adversity and come out ahead. I love the movie just recently on Disney. I think it's Flaming Hot. It's the story of the gentleman who worked his way up from a janitor and had the idea for the super hot, flaming hot Cheetos and Fritos and other products, Doritos, that are so popular today. And I love that story, mainly because I'm from a manufacturing background, and I think those things are fascinating. All right, that's our idiom today. Love to know your rags to riches story. You know, if you're like me and you really didn't start out in rags, I mean, I never really started out in rags, but it doesn't mean I haven't had super lean, challenging times in my life, because I absolutely have. You know, our life is not a straight line to what it is that we want to create in the world. It's where we are now, and each of us, all of our challenges are different. The obstacles we face are different, but they're uniquely for us. It doesn't feel like it at the time, but they absolutely are. Share your experience with rags to riches, and I'll of course be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it to grow and build and supersize your business in an authentic, real way, of course, to make the world a better place. All right, have a great day, and I'll be with you tomorrow.